it's Judy here, and today I'm back with a bit of a different video. So this villager right here, his name is Kit, and he's actually kind of interesting. You probably aren't familiar with him because the only Animal Crossing game he was in is Animal Forest E+. So yeah, it's been a really long time since the last time we've seen him. Now, I've seen a lot of the removed villagers from previous Animal Crossing games, but Kit has always stood out to me because, I don't know, I just find him particularly cute. Maybe it's just me, but I think he's adorable. And I was really wondering, what would he look like with New Horizons graphics? What would he look like in HD? So I decided to make him. So basically what I'm doing in this video is I'm using Peanut as a base. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take his eyes and I'm going to put them on a new layer that we're going to put onto Peanut later. So here I'm just smoothing them out and there they are. Now this part's a bit creepy. We're actually going to take Peanut and erase her face. So this part looks a bit strange. We're getting rid of her eyes. We're getting rid of that little thing on her head, which was a lot of trouble later on in the video, but we'll get into that. And I'm going to get rid of her mouth too, so she's going to look a bit like Blanca for a minute here. Then I'm going to go in with the replace color tool and I'm going to give her a red fur that's very similar to Kit's. And I'm actually going to do this again just to make sure the red is very bright and saturated because Kit is coming back from years ago, you know? Like, this is exciting for him. We need to use bright, happy, exciting colors. So now, this is where I started to struggle with the purple on the head. The color would not replace, it would not layer, it would not blend, so I ended up trying to take a paintbrush and paint over it, but I couldn't do that because I don't want to lose the texture. So this part was a bit of a struggle. I ended up trying to use a smooth brush to sort of blend it out, but that was kind of not working great, so I ended up trying to select the head, and I just did what I could to blend it out. I think I got there eventually in the end, but that part was a bit of a struggle. Like, this video is in very fast motion. I struggled with that for quite a while. Now I'm going in and I am selecting his snout. And this was also, I did a lot of experimentation here. That's a bit too creamy, but that's a bit too white. I wanted the texture back, so I made it a bit more grainy, but it looked like TV static, which that's just not cute, so that wasn't working either. So I ended up trying to take a softer brush to blend around the edges, but that is gray, that doesn't even make sense. So I tried to take white and blend around the edges, but that also, I don't know, it's just too much texture. It looks like pebbles in a driveway. So I ended up getting rid of this too. That is way too creamy, that snow. So I just desaturated it and I went in with this kind of like a medium, so not completely cream and not completely white color. And I think this looked a lot better. So I'm quite happy with the decision I came to eventually, but it did take a lot of trial and error to kind of find the right shades to work with. Once I was done coloring in his little snout area, I just turned down the opacity of the layer and I went in and started to trace his little nose area. So I took a black paintbrush and I just drew over the nose and I traced out the little mouth lines, and then I drew the mouth, but I didn't realize that at the time I drew the mouth way too dark. So then when I zoomed out, I realized how dark the mouth was, and that was not good. So I went back in and I fixed that because, like I said earlier, this is a happy time, you know? We can't be using these dark, sad colors here. That's not allowed. So I fixed the mouth, and then I tried to thicken the area around the mouth and just sharpen up the nose, make everything look a little bit more classy. But then I went up into the ears and I actually desaturate them and then I brighten them to make them white because Peanut actually has dark ears, but Kit has white ears, so I had to make that little change. Then I turned down the saturation. I realized at this point that it looks like he was eating an ice cream and got it all over his face, so I went back in to fix that. Then I went ahead and I smoothed out the ear edges, so I just took a soft brush to kind of make everything look a little bit more seamless. Once I was done with that, I went into the tail area, so I just changed it to be white. So how I'm doing this is I'm just desaturating the entire area, then I'm brightening it, and then I'm adding a bit of a cream color to just make it look a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to repeat this process with the arms now. I did notice this little piece of the head, so I'm just fixing that really quick. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started on the paws. So I'm just going to select the little hand here, I'm going to desaturate and brighten it, this one, desaturate and brighten, and then I'm going to go down into the feet, and I'm going to follow the exact same protocol as I've been doing, just desaturate the area and then brighten it, desaturate and brighten, and then I am happy with that. So now, just to finish up some final details, I'm going to go in with the shirt, and give him his original shirt. So I'm just going to go in with a nice mint green sort of a color, add some little patterns on it, and then I'm also going to be using a very large smooth brush to add a little bit of shading to make it look a little bit more natural. So I'm just adding in a little bit of shadows and highlights, and that just looks a little bit more reasonable. Then I'm going in with an eraser tool and I'm just going to clean up the edges a bit, just to make everything look a little bit more refined. So I'm just getting rid of any harsh lines or areas where I've gone over the lines and things just look a little wonky. Just fixing that up, and then I'm just going to overall grab the layer and blur out the edges, feather it, make it look smooth. It doesn't make a huge difference. So yeah, basically this is how Kit would look in HD graphics, and here's the original just for some comparison. Let me know if there's any other villagers you'd like to see me revive, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye! Oh my goodness, he is so cute.
Wow.